Hi, I'm Geanina from Prestige Patisserie and welcome back to our kitchen. Today we are going to make walnut brittle. For this recipe we need the following ingredients: walnuts, caster sugar, a touch of butter and baking soda. In my case I'm having half walnuts, but you can use pieces as well, or you can use, if you want to do differently, you can use flaked almonds or hazelnuts or any nuts you would like to have. At this point we're going to caramelize the sugar, so we go with the sugar on the double bottom pan. We're going to switch on the stove. I like to go with the medium heat. Try not to stir too much. You can gently move the pan around to help the sugar melt evenly. At this point we are looking to dissolve each bit of sugar, and after that we're going to add a touch of butter, which gives our caramel richer flavor and makes the brittle slightly more delicate, following by a small amount of baking soda, which creates tiny air bubbles inside the caramel, making our brittle lighter, crispy and much easier to eat. All the sugar pieces are almost dissolved. Okay, now we're adding butter. Followed by the baking soda. We switch off the stove and we're adding the walnuts. We cover the walnuts completely with the amber caramelized sugar, so everything will be nicely coated. Be careful to not touch your fingers because this burns. We're going to pour our brittle on the silicone mat. To make the brittle thinner, put another silicone mat on the top of it, and then with the help of the rolling pin you can press it down. So in this case it will be easier for you to break down the pieces. Okay, we leave it to cool down and then we're going to use our processor to make chunky crumbs. Our walnut brittle is ready. You can use it as it is, just to enjoy yourself. You can use it as a texture between the layers into your cakes. You can sprinkle on top of the ice cream. You can use it as a crunchy element onto your entremets. This walnut brittle also brings back a lot of memories for us. We grew up in Romania during the communist period, and at that time things were very different. You couldn't just walk into a shop, find shelves full of chocolate, sweets and cakes like you can today. Many ingredients were difficult to find, and sometimes even very basic things were limited. So we learned to make treats at home with whatever we had available. We grew up with walnut trees back in the garden. And this kind of walnut brittle was one of those simple treats I remember from my childhood. Sugar and walnuts were simple, such simple ingredients, but when you caramelize the sugar and mixed in the walnuts, suddenly you had sometimes really, really special. As children, we didn't think about pastry techniques or textures. We were just waiting for it to cool so we could break off a piece and eat it. And I think that's one of the reasons I still love it today. Now, many years later, we are taking that very simple childhood memories and using the same idea in a different or in a more refined dessert. For me, that's what I love about mountain cake. It's not only about making a beautiful cake. There are little pieces of our childhood and our Romanian heritage throughout the recipe. And sometimes the simplest thing are the ones you remember the most.